so let's be real. Everyone wants to be successful, whether it's making more money, having complete freedom, or just not feeling stuck in life. We all have that ambition, but the problem is you don't feel like doing anything. Every time you think about working on your goals, procrastination kicks in. Your brain naturally finds ways to waste time, and before you know it, hours are gone, leaving you frustrated and regretting it later. And trust me, I know how horrible it feels. I used to be stuck in the same endless cycles of procrastination back when I was starting. But even after being such a heavy procrastinator, I still ended up becoming pretty successful. At least most people would agree. I work whenever I want. I live in this super cool apartment, and I travel all over the world. All because I figured out how to beat that constant cycle. Now, before I jump into the framework which has helped me achieve all of this, let me tell you something. This is not another just work harder motivational talk, because here's the truth. You already want to work hard, you want to be disciplined, and you want to achieve your goals, but there's this voice inside of your head that continues to stop you. So today I'm gonna give you the exact framework that I used to break free from procrastination without forcing myself to become some productivity robot. Now, before you start throwing all these excuses at me,
Bro, Jose, I've tried everything, meditating, journaling, desk timers, morning routines, all of that, and nothing works for me. I'm just naturally lazy. That's just who I am.
listen, you're not lazy. The real problem is that your brain doesn't see a clear path from where you are to where you want to be, and I'll prove it to you in the next few minutes. Stick with me till the end because this is going to completely change the way that you approach work. This is the 4-step plan to overcome procrastination and still win. All right, so before we get into the productivity hacks, we need to play this little trick on your brain, and that's what this first step is. Step 1, trick your brain with micro goals. The reason you don't want to start working is because your brain sees this massive mountain to climb and it starts freaking out. So instead of starting, you just start scrolling Instagram. What we're going to do is set some micro goals. Instead of saying I need to work for 5 hours, tell yourself I'll just do 5 minutes. Since 5 minutes doesn't feel overwhelming, your brain naturally won't resist, and once you start, momentum just kicks in and naturally keeps you going. This trick works every single fucking time. But if you still don't feel like working, you need to understand that you're working backwards. So let me explain. Step 2, the 5-minute activation rule. You see, most people wait for some external motivation to start working, and that's completely backwards of what actually happens. You work first, and because of the progress that you made, you feel motivated to work even harder. So to handle situations like this, you can use my 5-minute activation rule. Basically, just set a timer on your phone for 5 minutes and just start. No pressure to finish, just start. 99% of the time, once you begin, momentum is just gonna take over and you won't want to stop. Think about this. When Jeff Bezos started Amazon, he didn't just wake up one day and say, I'm going to build this $1 trillion company. He started small. A simple online bookstore ran from a garage. And once the momentum kicked in, well, you basically know the rest of the story. Now, let's say you start working but struggle to stay consistent. That's because your brain is literally addicted to something that's keeping you stuck, and this is what we need to fix next. Step 3, the dopamine swap. Understand this, your brain has been hijacked by some low-value dopamine, be it social media, video games, or fast food, and that's the big reason why real work feels boring to you. To fix this, you need to swap low-value dopamine for high-value dopamine. And how do you actually do this? So instead of scrolling TikTok, learn something new. Instead of just binge watching Netflix, binge building a skill. Start tracking your progress because your brain just naturally loves to see numbers going up. You don't have to quit social media entirely, just change the ratio. More education and less entertainment. Because if you don't, step 4 is not going to work with you. And that's the biggest difference between successful people and the ones who stay stuck forever. Step 4, the non-negotiable rule. You need to work even when you don't feel like it. And I know, you've probably heard this a million fucking times, but this is the key to building lifelong discipline. If you let your emotions decide when you work, you will never get anywhere. Every successful person that you admire has these non-negotiable habits during their day that they must do even when they don't feel like it. They don't wait to feel like it, they just do it. And you need to do the same. Pick one habit, whether it's writing, sales calls, or content creation, and do it every single day. It doesn't matter if it's 5 minutes or 5 hours. You want to focus on consistency over intensity at this stage. Think about David Goggins. Do you think that he actually feels like running ultra marathons every single morning? Fuck no. But he does it because he made it his non-negotiable. And that's exactly the mindset that you need to have. So I've laid out this entire plan that got me to my dream life. And I'm sure that if you follow it, you'll just end up loving the entire process. And I get it. Right now, it might feel impossible. You might feel stuck, like you've wasted too much time. But let me tell you something. You're not behind. You're actually just getting started. Success isn't about being perfect. It's just about showing up even when you don't feel like it, and even when the excuses feel louder than your ambition. So here's the deal. Just commit to this for the next 7 days, test it out, and I promise you'll see the difference. Because once you start, and once you get a small glimpse of what you're capable of, you're never going to want to stop. And if you want to achieve bigger things at a faster rate than the average person, you need to learn the mindset and psychology of people who've already achieved something big in life. And that's what I cover in this video. Make sure to watch it because success is 80% mindset and 20% habits. So once your mindset is dialed in, your habits will just follow along. And that's it for this video. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you in the next one. Later.